Call ourselves to order, and you join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. Would you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We'll call our roll. Dr. O'Neill?
Present.
Mr. Heater?
Present.
Mrs. Barnes-Griffin?
Present.
Dr. Washburn?
Present.
Mr. Irvin?
Present.
Mr. Lowe?
Present.
And we want to congratulate Mr. Irvin, who is a grandfather twice over within the past couple of days, right?
That's it.
So, a couple future Bearcats there, I suppose, or at least
Well,
hopefully.
we'll work on that.
Okay.
We'll work on that.
So congratulations, Mark. That's
Thank you.
wonderful. Dr. Reynolds.
Great. Thank you. Just a few things to share tonight. Really some reminders for our parents and our families. A couple of celebrations as well. So our summit is coming up. I know Eric and Rachel have been working really hard to prepare for our educational summit that is next Friday, September 19th. So I see a few kids out in the audience, so they'll be excited that they don't have to report to school on that Friday. So it's a full day of teacher professional development. And really one of the distinguishing characteristics of our district, where we offer a national caliber conference for every single one of our staff members. I mean, it's just a tremendous opportunity for our teachers to gather and to learn, personalize their learning to impact the classroom. This year, Cousin Danny is the keynote speaker, where we are talking about active engagement in learning and how to incorporate physical movement into the classroom. So really looking forward to Cousin Danny, and he's going to do a couple of convocations at the school ahead of time to bring the kids on board. So maybe not so excited for kids, but maybe so. We have parent-teacher conferences also coming up at the end of this month. So we have two early release days, two-hour early release days on September 25th and September 26th. That's a Thursday and Friday of 3 weeks from now. An opportunity for folks to have conversations, hopefully in person with their teachers. We know at the secondary that becomes a challenge because the teachers have, well over 100 students in most cases on their caseload, but certainly be looking for that communication either via Parent Square or personal phone calls from the teachers. And if you've not heard or don't hear from your teachers in the near future, please reach out to the schools to be sure that you're on that call list to be able to have a parent-teacher conference with your parents. The elementaries have tremendous engagement, tremendous in-person attendance. We want to make sure that we engage as many folks as we can at our parent-teacher conferences. Hey, I have some exciting news, a celebration of sorts. I believe it was in part of the wonderful job that we did of hosting our boys basketball sectionals last year, where we hosted the future Indiana Mr. Basketball and just tremendous crowds for 3 nights at the field house. So this year we're going to host the boys 4A North semi-state at the Muncie Fieldhouse in March. I just think that is a tremendous opportunity to showcase our district, our facilities, and our city and our community for that event. That's an all-day event. They'll do 2 a.m. games in the new format. We have 2 a.m. games in the morning and a finals that evening, and it'll be the largest 4A North schools that are competing in that. So again, shout out to Muncie Central, Mr. Walker and Mr. Holloway for hosting a wonderful event last year, which I believe put us in a position to host this year and hopefully for years to come. I want to talk just for a second about our MCS Muncie Community Schools Education Foundation. We've been working hard. Dia and a group of community members and parents have been working hard to start a community foundation, and we're off the ground. We have the website up. We have an opportunity for our staff even to have a direct deposit into the foundation out of their checks. Fundraising efforts are underway. Just very proud. So if you would like to know more information, you could find a link on our website that will get you right to their website, or just give our office a call. We can get you into contact with the foundation if you'd like to donate. And then finally, we have another one of our community groups that are a big partner of ours is the Community Engagement Council. They have their big fundraiser in 2 weeks, September the 20th. They have their big cornhole tournament fundraising. I think we're up to 20 plus teams at Minnetrista. It'll be food trucks and lots of fun. Great games, but also a great opportunity to raise funds for our school. And they'll sponsor kids in need. They will provide the teacher celebrations in May to celebrate Teacher Appreciation Day and month. So if you get a chance, get out there. You can get logged into that on our social media accounts or on GiveButter, and you could do a search for the MCS Cornhole Tournament on givebutter.com.
Okay.
Been to GiveButter lately?
I've not.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, a wonderful platform.
And I think that's it for me if you don't have any questions.
Any questions for Dr. Reynolds? Thank you. We have some seniors with us tonight, observing for Mrs. Snyder's class. I think we have 3 of you. Do you want to come up to the microphone and visit for a second? Come on up.
I warned the young lady in the back, and she's like, oh, boy.
You don't have to if you don't want to, but it gives you a chance to be heard. Clayton, right?
Yes.
Okay, tell us a little bit about yourself. And
Well, I'm a senior at Muncie Central. Take a lot of APs, I'm in a lot of clubs, and I work hard.
Yeah. He's in the band?
Oh, I am in the band for about 6 years now.
Yep.
what instrument do you play?
I play mellophone.
What's a mellophone?
You asked me the same question in 21.
I clearly have not remembered.
Like 4 years ago at this point.
Me 4, right?
Yep.
I'm old.
Hey, it's okay, man.
What is a mellophone?
A mellophone, it's like a big trumpet.
Okay. Okay, then
He
let's
plays
in the
French
future.
horn, French horn in the class,
Yeah.
so kind of translate to a French horn.
So in the future, let's just call it, I play the big trumpet.
Yeah.
And you may want to go to Rose-Hulman and study mechanical engineering, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's fantastic. It's a great school. A lot of friends have gone there through the years and they've all done real well, so.
Well, I hope I can be.
Oh, you will, you
Yeah.
will. Koa,
Yeah.
tell us about yourself.
I'm also a senior at Muncie Central. Also enjoy being in the band program, playing tuba in the summer band and then bass trombone in the wind ensemble. So that's a lot of fun. Been doing that all 4 years of high school, so it's been a great program. Also want to go into engineering. I'm thinking Rose-Hulman or Purdue are kind of, good schools in state. 2 of my favorite options right now. for
Okay,
sure.
and what engineering branch would you find yourself drawn to?
If I happen to go to Purdue, I'm thinking aerospace. Their situation's a little different. You kind of don't get to choose right away, but I would like to go into aerospace. And then Rose-Hulman doesn't actually have
Right.
aerospace, so I think mechanical
Okay,
path.
okay. Well, is there anything you want the board to hear tonight about how things are going at the high school?
Bathroom flooded.
Which bathroom?
The one by the social studies. I walked in on that the other day.
Did we get it fixed or is it still flooding?
I think they got it fixed, but it was definitely a shock. I had the water running, saw it coming out through the hallway.
Okay, well, that'll keep it real.
Yeah. I mean, not much. I mean, they're doing a pretty good job right now.
Okay, everything's going okay?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, Koa, anything from you?
And I mean, not that I can think of. I think doing a great job,
Okay,
These kids are very modest. They are outstanding students, tremendous musicians as well, but
Thank you.
they're just terrific, high character kids. I mean, somebody we're kids we're really proud of.
Thank you for coming this evening. Miss, you can stay there. What's your name? Lexi? And are you a senior? And you're here for government too? And you get extra credit, right? For showing up tonight?
No,
Or
just credit.
Just credit.
Not extra.
Just straight credit. Did you bring your mom with you? What's your name, ma'am? Christina. Well, thank you for coming this evening. Do you have any plans for next year yet? Not yet? Well, you've got plenty of time. I'm nearly 60 and I'm not quite sure what my plans are. Welcome, and thanks for joining us this evening. We will move on to the consent items in your consent agenda. Do I have any questions concerning the matters in the consent agenda? Any questions or concerns? If not, would entertain a motion to approve those items in the consent agenda.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, I do want to take a moment on the consent agenda and thank Raymond James for a very generous donation to the Panther Pantry, Community Business Connections, also for a nice donation to Panther Pantry and a $100 donation from Parson Mortuary, JROTC, in memory of Madison Workman. So thank you to those donors for keeping Muncie Community Schools on their as a recipient of their gifts. We'll move now, Mr. Jerome, to the financial report.
Thank you. In your board packet is the financial results, financial dashboard and reports and charts and graphs for the month of August. Always like to report that we're fast approaching October 1st, so we're ready to start finalizing enrollment almost on a daily basis, but it'll be final for sure on October 1st. Last year in October, we were 4,908. Right now, it's still looking in that same general ballpark. Our state basic grant and revenue is tied to enrollment. That's why we like to mention that. This year, our revenue, about $47.6 million of state basic grant revenue. That's about 600,000 higher than last year. Our head count, just slightly under 700. Actually, today, we're as of 688. We did add, of course, 66 employees, formerly of SSC, back on July 1st. Cash balance still a little over $32 million at the end of August, still trending that same balance or so by the end of December, since we are on a 12-month calendar year basis. Our state loan is down to $6.4 million, that's what we pay back the state of Indiana. We always like to track that. The rainy day fund balance, I mentioned that. We are doing with rainy day, we are just, it's just a little over, $4 million at the end of August. Overall cash balance still a little over $32 million. Basically, what we show in our charts and graphs for you on our cash balance, we're trending much higher than a year ago, and certainly much higher than the last 6 and 7 years. By the end of December, we'll be receiving bond proceeds for the bond sales for this year of almost $10 million. At the end of, we'll sell the bonds in October 16th. We expect to close on that by the end of November. We'll sell bonds again, the same amount in the first or second quarter of 2026, and that's to fund our current project that we have on the planning stages. So we will see a bump. Some of that money will be considered holding company money. Some of that will be considered on our books as a general obligation bond. So working with the folks from Baker Tilly for those. Those are pretty much appropriation wise. We're now 4 months to go at the end of the calendar year. So at this point last year, we were looking ahead the last 4 months, looking for possibly additional appropriations. We had to come to the school board and ask for additional appropriation, which is the authority to spend in the fourth quarter last year. This year, it doesn't appear that way. So we'll keep watching that as we continue to spend out of operation fund and rainy day fund to meet our regular operational spending. That pretty much concludes our report for the month of August.
Okay, Any questions for Mr. Jerome regarding the financial report? Hearing no questions, would entertain a motion to approve it.
So moved.
We have a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further questions? All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, motion carries. Mr. Heater, we have extracurricular activity and support staff compensation, and I believe the superintendent's, or pardon me, the CEO's committee, it has recommendations for the board.
Correct. And we're going to start with which?
You can start with the ECA report first. That's what we'll, for the ECA compensation.
Okay.
You want me to start out with that, or you start?
Why don't you start with that
Okay.
if you would, and then
I'll start out with that.
we'll
Also,
together, yeah.
as part of the compensation committee, we always like to take to the school board, because State Board of Accounts likes us to do that, to establish what the pay rates are for a variety of positions, a variety of extracurricular positions during the course of the school year. And this is for the 25-26 school year that we brought it to the school board. These include such things as what we pay for after hours for tutoring, or such things as coaches, such things as substitute teachers. And what we tried to do is we only made, I guess you would call it minor changes for this particular school year. We changed some rates of pay for tutoring to $16.50 an hour for non-cert, $12 an hour for student-provided tutoring for the younger students. We, in terms of coaching or any added positions there, we added an assistant middle school soccer if participation is above 40. That was added to our list. That's number 57 on the list of coaches. We've also tweaked the girls wrestling in the wrestling program, because this is the second year for sanctioned IHSA wrestling. So we've added an assistant coach, another assistant coach for that, and kind of tweaked that. And that was really, we didn't do an extraordinary deep dive into other area positions or other schools for the ECA. We did that about 3 years ago, and we'll probably have to do that again very, very soon, maybe the next year or the year after. So that's what we presented to the committee. And the committee, that was a recommendation for the school board you have in front of you tonight.
Okay.
You said
Any
you
question? Go
didn't
ahead.
compare it to like any other districts or whatever. So where did you?
Thank you.
Yeah, well, if you're, about 3 years ago, it was pretty extensive. We
Right.
looked at every district around us.
Right.
That information becomes available once the other districts finish their posting of their teacher contract to the DLGF website. So it becomes public information. We can gather it. We just didn't do it this particular time. We don't do it every year that way. And we did it about 3 years ago because we were really behind. We were behind in some of those categories. So that's why we just would kind of like to see how we're
Right.
doing.
So you made your number decisions based on just what percentage, like what did you use since you did not go out?
Yeah, what we basically did, we looked at it internally with our administrators in the admin office, in the cabinet area, trying to make note of when, during the school year, when we are aware of clubs or activities that needed to be added or subtracted. That's how it impacted our list.
Yeah, we didn't believe that a lot of districts are making adjustments right now to ECA pay. So now if we had something internal, maybe 2 years ago, we added robotics, we added
Esports,
You know, we
robotics.
put that in the district. I think other districts had that.
Women's wrestling was added last year.
Yeah, so thought we were pretty well in line. I don't think folks are making that big adjustments to their ECAs and really in any compensation right now across the district or across the state. But we'll take a deep dive this next year again and make sure we're still very competitive.
Thank you.
Any additional questions? I'll entertain a motion to approve the ECA recommendations.
So moved.
Second. Been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, we'll go to support staff recommendations.
Thank you. And what Brad just described is included in the numbers that'll be reported here as we approve support staff salaries. So on September 3rd, fellow trustees Jim Lowe and Katie Washburn and I met with Brad Jerome and Chuck. We reviewed recommendations that came from Mr. Jerome and with support from Dr. Bell, who had reviewed those increases. What you see here are the recommendations that were made to the Compensation Committee, which we are bringing forward. I'm not going to go through these individually. I think of important note is that the increases that are recommended here represent about $111,000 of increased compensation, which is about a 1.3% increase on last year's budget or on last year's expenses. But of note, what's not included in that amount is the stipend. And if you recall, all support staff, 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
Dates back actually 4 years ago.
4 years ago?
Yeah.
Time flies. We make available to all of our support staff the opportunity to earn up to $1,500 worth of increased compensation if, in fact, they are in good standing and they retain or remain in positions throughout the year. We think that's helped. We think that has had an impact on the success to retain those important people that help our schools run, and we know that, and we're thankful for all of the folks who are support staff in all of our schools. So the recommendation generally increases compensation across almost all support staff levels. One of the things that we have had to keep in mind, as we all know, this is kind of the second stage of our three-stage review of compensation. We start with teachers, we then do support staff, and ultimately, once we have our ADM and know what our state basic grant is, we evaluate administrators, which will be next. So this is the second step to what we're doing. We're doing it about a month later than we normally do. And one of the things that we've had to keep in mind as a compensation committee is that we know we're looking down the road at some tough years with property taxes and the operations budget, and our ability to use rainy day funds to transfer into operations to help support some of our compensation. So with that being said, these recommendations, as I mentioned, result in about $111,000 worth of increase in compensation for our support staff. The recommendation is to continue the stipend, which is up to $1,500 per support staff member. And with that, I guess I'd ask Brad or Dr. Reynolds if you have anything to add to that, and of course, Jim or Katie, if you have anything to add to that recommendation, please do.
Probably the only thing I would add is how we split the stipend up. The stipend is split up 3 times, where the first stipend is considered almost like a retention stipend paid on September 20th. The next one comes in paid on December 20th. And then at the end of the school year, it's paid May 20th. And really those days were created for us as we had to change our thinking from the first year we did it. It was right after the pandemic, and we just did it all in one big chunk. And that did not really give us the same impact on retention because people wanted to leave as soon as they got the stipend. So we tried to space that out, and that's why it's almost like a retention stipend when you pay it in September for coming back for us over the summer. Paid on December 20th is almost like a holiday bonus, if you will. And then right there at the end of the school year is why we changed that to May 20th. So that's a little bit of the origin story, how we do the stipend. And to be eligible for the stipend, number one, you had to be here long enough to be able to get that. And I say long enough, you had to be here almost at least 90 days, with the exception being the first one. All those SSC former employees were eligible if they were brought over as of July 1st. We made those folks eligible as long as anyone is not in pay loss status by that point. So that's really all I needed to add for that.
Okay. Any additional questions? I want to thank the committee and Mr. Jerome and Dr. Reynolds, along with Dr. Bell, for putting these things together for us. If there are no questions, we'll entertain a motion.
Move approval.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you. We'll move on to the strategic plan, 25 through 28. And those, well, I think everybody here, with the exception of Dr. Washburn, taking us back to 2018, when the partnership commenced, the state, within the legislation, had required Muncie Community Schools over the course of the next 24 months to put together an innovation plan. We completed that and filed it with the state, I believe, in June of 2020, which was an interesting time. And with that, the innovation plan is the broad overarching document, and that remains in effect and remains viable. At the same time, we did our implementation plan, which was our strategic plan. And it was a 5-year plan, and that has come to an end. And so this plan is the new plan for implementation over the next 3 years to continue working on our 2 foundational pillars and our 5 strategic initiatives. So I want to thank Dr. Reynolds and the leadership team, Dr. Kwiatkowski, who worked as a consultant on the strategic plan closely, Mrs. Bell in my office for going through and editing the plan, and then all those who participated in the community forums last spring who continued to give feedback regarding Muncie Community Schools and what was going well, what needed attention. And this plan attempts to build on those successes and shifts gears in a couple of places, but I'm very proud of this document. And I think it does give us a meaningful framework to move forward over the next 3 years and to continue building on the success of the partnership. With that, Dr. Reynolds, do you have anything to add?
No, that's tremendous. So just wanted to make sure we thanked everyone that participated in those conversations and all the work that everyone had put into that. We spent a 2.5 hour work session going through it and working on it and making those adjustments. So thank you all too.
Any questions regarding the document in front of you? It's very rich in terms of its content, and its goals are admirable and certainly attainable. You 3 seniors in the room, when we started this project 7 years ago, you were, I believe, probably in 5th grade. If that gives you a frame of reference in terms of this process and how we've continued to try and improve and build on the rich heritage of Muncie Community Schools. So thank you for being with us these last 7 years as we've continued to try and do better. And this document, I think, will, for those who are in 1st, 2nd kindergarten, preschool, this document will continue to build on those successes that you all have had the blessing of enjoying. So again, thank you for being here this evening. Anything further on the plan?
No, other than, and you may have said this, Dr. Reynolds, this is posted on the Muncie Community website. Okay. Tomorrow.
The old one is.
Yeah, well, okay.
So just for frame of reference, the foundational principles undergirding everything we do are student success, 1st foundational principle. 2nd, continuous aligned and strategic professional learning. Within student success, it is the continuing goal of Muncie Community Schools to meet our students where they are socially, economically, and as we celebrate the rich diversity of MCS. Our pillars of focus are high quality pre-K, and that will, at the risk of not, I don't want to be negative, I certainly want to be clear. The actions taken by the legislature in the last session will make that challenging in the upcoming 3 years. As On My Way Pre-K has suffered significant cuts along with what are called CCTF vouchers. But we will continue to work through it and meet those challenges as best we're able. Pillar 2 is the recruitment, development, and retention of educational leaders. I'm proud to report that our retention rate is somewhere in the range of 84 to 85% this year, and that's up by double digits from where it was when we started. And that speaks to the leadership, Mr. Jerome, Dr. Kwiatkowski, Dr. Reynolds, and the board in our commitment to workplace happiness, compensation, the professional development that we've offered. Our Pillar 3 is student-centered teaching and active learning. You know, there's no greater example of that right now than our willingness to participate in the Montessori experiment at Camp Adventure, which is a remarkable opportunity out there. Pillar 4 continues to be social and emotional learning, and Pillar 5, family and community engagement. So with that, if there's nothing further, would entertain a motion to adopt this strategic plan.
So moved.
Have a motion, do I hear a second?
Second.
Have a second. Any additional questions, concerns, or comments? Okay. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay. Thank you very much. Mr. Jerome, budget adoption.
Thank you. Included in your board packet is our required budget adoption. Our Muncie Community Schools 2026 budget must be adopted on or before November 1st. The capital project plan and bus replacement plan must also be adopted before that time as well. Per our budget timetable, our 2026 budget, the capital project plan and bus replacement plan were advertised and posted by August 14th, 2025, as well as uploaded on the State Gateway Internet Portal, plus our own district website. The public hearing on our 26 budget, the capital project plan and bus replacement plan was held on August 26th. At the board meeting tonight, the board will need to adopt the 2026 budget and the tax levy for the Department of Local Government Finance. Obviously, the board members will need to sign the appropriate documents and forms. What we have 5 resolutions tonight, and I'll just briefly give the brief summary of each one that we will be adopting, and it's my understanding we can take them all as one particular vote. We're going to be, resolution number 1 is to approve the 2026 capital project plan, also to approve the 2026 bus replacement plan. Both those particular items, capital projects and bus replacement, they're both embedded in the operation fund, but they're still required for us to treat those separately, so that's why we do it that way. Resolution number 3 is called the Line 1 and Line 2 Reduction Authority, and that is so I have authority to reduce the budget if there's any errors or corrections that need to be made with the DLGF auditor when they work through our audit or work through our budget over the next few months. That's just what that allows me to do. We can't raise the budget, only reduce it. Form 4, that's the actual state form. That's called the adoption ordinance that all the members of the board must sign, either yay or nay. The last one is just always to provide to the Department of Local Government Finance the encumbrances, in other words, whatever our purchase orders were that we carried over from last December into January that becomes then part of the appropriations for the new budget. So I always like to have that as a separate approval. That concludes the 5 resolutions, and we would just be looking for a motion to approve all those items as described and presented here tonight.
Okay. You have the 5 resolutions have been described by Mr. Jerome. Do any board members have any questions, concerns, or comments regarding those resolutions and the budget as advertised? I was trying to figure out what a plan was for a good while. So there's a typo for those who can't see it. If there are no questions, would entertain a motion to approve all 5 resolutions in the aggregate.
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any additional questions? All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Jerome, for all of your work on that. That's a very, very important task, and we're lucky to have you doing it. And again, this is our, 7th budget, I believe. And it's in the black, projected. That's getting tougher, I know.
It's getting tough.
So, but we're proud that we're there. I do, and I'm going to start talking about this with some regularity, because it's derivative of what the discussion we just had regarding the budget. And school funding in Indiana is put into 2 buckets, the education fund and the operation fund. The operation fund is funded by property tax revenue, and it funds things like transportation, maintenance, insurance, security, our buildings, utilities. And those expenses obviously haven't gone down over the last several years. With the education fund is funded by the number of students we have enrolled at Muncie Community Schools, and the state allots an amount of money somewhere between $7,000 and $8,000 or so per student that then is distributed to Muncie Community Schools in order to deliver the education, curriculum, teacher pay, administrator pay in some instances. And from that education fund, we can transfer up to 15% of the money received from the education fund over to manage the operation fund, because the state has recognized, at least one would think, that the money being distributed for operations is insufficient to meet the operational financial demands. And Muncie Community Schools is no different. We are situated in a place similar to many other school corporations, Marion, Richmond, Kokomo, Beech Grove. And as property tax reform has lowered property tax bills and circuit breaker tax credits, the money allocated from the community's levy has decreased and will continue to decrease. For example, in 2025, pursuant to the levy, we would have ordinarily been slated to receive $14,253,262. The circuit breaker tax credits are $11,056,594, which that reduces that $14 million. And so ultimately, in addition to some other funding sources, we had distributed or received for the operations fund this year a little over $5 million. Our operating budget for 2025 was $11.5 million. Now, you don't have to be prepared to study engineering at Rose-Hulman to understand that $5 million being distributed for operations is not $11 million, which is needed to pay for transportation, security, maintenance, buildings. We're $6 million short. So we are transferring money from the education fund and from the rainy day fund. Rainy day has a little over $4 million in it. We were able to build that up early in the partnership in order to make those ends meet. Senate Bill 1 passed in this last legislative session, further creates additional property tax cuts and benefits for homeowners, including a $300 credit. And so right now, for say 2028, Muncie Community Schools is projected to receive in property tax receipts $2.5 million. In 2021, we received $3.8 million. That will be 7 years difference between 2021 and 2028 with historic inflation in between those two digits. We are projected in 2028 to have operating expenses of $13 million. That means we will have to find $11 million someplace in order to fund the operations of the school. And at some level, it cheats our students and our teachers and our community to continue rating the education fund in order to deal with the operational fund. There are not easy answers to this, but I do want to describe the issue for those who are out there. And that's the reality. So 2028 and 2029, the impact of SB 1, absent changes from the legislature, will be nothing short of catastrophic for any number of school corporations, including Muncie Community Schools. So that's not positive, but I'm going to talk about it because it needs to be talked about. Okay? Any questions concerning that?
Did you talk about the textbook funding and how that affects us?
Well, I can. The state,
I'm not sure, but
yeah,
everyone knows that.
in terms of the education fund, what was reported was that we had received a very modest increase to the education fund. My memory is less than 2%, and that total number was about $350,000.
$350,000.
$350,000 was added to the education fund. However, in so doing, the state cut the textbook rental fund.
Yeah, TBR for the 2 previous years was paid to us $160 per our enrollment count. So that was roughly a little over $750,000.
So the textbook fund that we received, $750,000 annually from the state based on our enrollment, was taken away. So the $350,000 increase to the education fund in reality was a $400,000 cut. So that's, again, you don't have to be preparing to study engineering at Rose-Hulman to do that math. Okay? Anything further? So, on that note, any media? Okay? Anybody want to adjourn?
Wait, I just want to say, I love this new diligent, like I love the whole platform. It's pretty cool. I watched our motions pass in real time here, so, but it's so easy to navigate, so thank you. Thank you.
And I just want to say, I'm going to go to the Indiana State School Board Conference Monday and
Good.
Tuesday.
Thank you.
So
Yay.
I'm excited about that. About their
Thank you.
conference.
I thank you for doing that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Any additional questions, concerns? Thank you, seniors. I wish you all three the best of luck this year. Enjoy your senior year and continue to work hard. A lot of things going well out there. So, if not, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Your motion? Any further discussion or questions? Okay. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you. We'll stand adjourned.
Something that I could move so that I could have went, I really was like.
I'm actually going to sit as a delegate.
Good.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
no, good.
So I'm driving back and forth, but
One, because we know good.
it'll be good.
And yes,